Hello everyone, this is G and I'm back with another video. This one will hopefully be quick, but I just wanted to quickly discuss something that I just read about as regards Batwoman, right? Not the comic version of Batwoman from DC Comics, but the much maligned TV show. So, according to Deaadline, I found out about this actually. I was watching a Geeks and Gamers video about it, and then I went to the Daily Wire, and then I went to the original source, which is Deaadline. So, according to Deaadline, and according to the headline on Deaadline, Batwoman comes out. Ruby Rose's CW superhero tells Gotham she's a lesbian. Right, and then it goes into how this came about in the episode. So I just wanted to give my brief thoughts on this. Now, number one, Batwoman is not a lesbian. Now, put your eyes back in your head, okay? Stop doing the buggy eye thing. Hear me out. Here's why I say Batwoman is not a lesbian. Because Batwoman is a superhero persona. It's a crime-fighting persona. It is a costume. Batwoman is not a real person. It's not a separate living entity. Right? So Batwoman is not lesbian, gay, or anything else because Batwoman is not real. Batwoman is a costume. This would be like saying that a police officer's uniform has a sexuality. It doesn't. It's a uniform. It's clothing that allows the person in the clothing to do their job. Right? It details who they are, what they stand for, what they represent, and, has the items that they need to do their work. But a uniform has no sexuality. A uniform is not a living being. So therefore, a uniform cannot have a sexuality. So likewise, Batwoman is not lesbian because Batwoman is just a damned costume. Now, the person in the costume, the character of Kane, she is lesbian, right? So, hopefully that's understood why I say that Batwoman is not a lesbian. But more importantly, right? According to this article from Deaadline, apparently the mid-season premiere episode is called "How Queer Everything Is Today." I swear at this point, the only time I want to hear the word queer is when the garbage song plays. That's it. That's all I want to hear. But it says here that was written by showrunner Caroline Dries, or Dries. I don't know how you say it, but it reads as Dries, so I'm going with that. And depicts Rose's, this being, of course, Ruby Rose, the actress playing Kane, right, who masquerades as Batwoman to, I want to make this emphasis, fight crime. Not to be a lesbian icon, to fight crime. She can be a lesbian icon in her regular life as Kane, that's fine. But the purpose of Batwoman is to fight crime. Same way the purpose of Batman was to fight crime. Not to be a playboy, that's what Bruce Wayne does. Right? Batman is not supposed to be a representation, right, or presentation of being a playboy. That's not what he represents. Batman always represented being a crime fighter. And in my opinion, Batwoman should be the same. The image, right? The persona, the costume, should represent crime fighting and nothing else. Now, as I was saying, right? Going back to the article, depicts Rose's caped crusader, right? So the crime fighter, opening up about her sexuality even though it might jeopardize her secret identity, right? And it says that it was not an easy decision, but that the hero made it after hearing the heartache of a teen character whose parents have refused to accept her sexual identity. Okay, here's what I want. Here's what I want to explore. Here's my first question. How is knowing that the crime fighter that is Batwoman, that she's lesbian, how is this going to change this young girl's parents' mind in the show? Why is a crime fighter who's now making her sexuality something known, although no one asked and no one gave a damn, because again, it's irrelevant when it comes to crime fighting. You don't fight crime with your sexual orientation. But real talk, when it comes to the storyline, how is this going to change the parent's mind? How is this going to bridge, right, or in any way fix the fractured relationship between this young girl's parents and her, right? How is it gonna mend that? And I want to be clear, I'm not saying that they can't have this storyline, have this plot of, a teenager coming out to their parents and the parents don't accept it. That still does happen. So I'm not saying that they can't address it or shouldn't. They certainly should in a show like this, where there was so much emphasis on the lead role being someone who is lesbian. But wouldn't it make more sense for the woman in the costume, Kane, to speak with the parents and to explain to them without bringing her superhero persona into it? Because really, what does it have to do with it? And explain to the parents that their anger toward their daughter is not going to change her sexuality, and that all it's going to do is just push her away even more. Or explain to them that, or use an example from her actual life, right? She lost her military career because she would not lie about her sexuality, and because don't ask, don't tell was still in effect when she was in the military, she was kicked out. So wouldn't that make more sense to use a personal story to relate to them on a human level about what intolerance can and will do, right, to a person who you're being intolerant toward? Wouldn't that make more sense, right, than to have her superhero persona come out and admit that she's lesbian, which again has bunk all to do with crime fighting? I mean, what's going to happen? Are all the non-heterosexual criminals going to raise their hand and say, "Arrest me, Batwoman! Arrest me! I'm lesbian too. I'm turning myself in. I mean, I only killed like 7 people, but I'm turning myself in solidarity because we're both lesbian, honey." That's not going to work. Nobody would do that. How does this help anything? I just really want to know, from a storytelling perspective, how does this help anything? And especially when you compare it to Batman, right? First of all, I remember stories where like Batman would like hound people down because he didn't want, evidence of his existence as a crime fighter, right? Known, right? He was supposed to be in the shadows because let's not forget, right, that Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Huntress, Batwoman, Orphan, whatever you want to call them, right? Batwing, whatever name you want to use. They're all vigilantes, right? They are violating the law when they go out and fight crime. They are not police officers. They have no authorization from the police or from the city government or anything to fight crime. They are not law enforcement, right? They're criminals, if we're being honest, right? They're criminals with a noble goal, and they're criminals who are trying to fight crime. But if we're looking at it objectively, right, they're criminals. So how in the world does her coming out help with that? I mean, is the Gotham City PD suddenly going to like take her in and make her legit? For crying out loud, Gordon knew, right? James Gordon knew who Batman was, and yet still he could only offer so much protection, right? He could not stop his detectives or his officers from trying to find him or arrest him, because in the end he's breaking the law, right? Jim could only do so much. He understood Bruce was trying to help, but he was still breaking the law to do so. And it's not like Jim ever made Batman like an official member or mascot or anything of the GCPD. So again, how the hell is Batwoman coming out as lesbian going to help with her crime fighting, which is supposed to be the most important thing? Keep in mind, this is the same woman who will not arrest her own sister who has killed people. But somehow, the fact that she's lesbian, that Batwoman is lesbian, no, she's not, right? It's supposed to be something groundbreaking and worth talking about. It's like, no, okay, no, real talk. We are in the year 2020. This is not 1994. She's not Ellen Degeneres, and she's not putting her career on the line by admitting this. Everybody knew coming in that Ruby Rose is lesbian. Everybody knew coming in that this show was going to be about a lesbian superhero. And for the most part, people were either in favor or indifferent. There were some people who were upset, but it was more about, how accurate is it going to be to the comics than it was about having a lesbian superhero. So can we please stop with acting as if this is somehow truly groundbreaking? It's not. Not in this day and age. Okay? It's not. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to the woke people. But again, nothing is being risked here. Either in the show itself or with the actual actress. Okay? Ruby Rose isn't going to stop getting work and appearing in movies because she suddenly admitted that she's gay. Something that she's never denied and has always been very open about. You're not controversial, I'm sorry, but being gay, being lesbian in 2020, for the most part, and especially in mainstream media, which this show is a part of, it's not groundbreaking, it's not stunning, it's not brave. Hell, it's actually very common and kind of boring at this point. Okay, if you think that you still got like edgy boy or like edgy girl points, okay, you don't anymore. It's not outside the norm anymore as it once was. Those times are gone. So stop trying to take something that is painfully normal now and trying to make it act like it's some sort of special thing, because really, it's not. It's not. You know what would be special? Taking the character of Batwoman and actually telling a coherent story. A coherent story that touches upon LGBTQ issues and women's issues and the issues of Kane or whatever else in an organic manner. Right? Telling the story first and letting everything else fall in place in the context of the story. Because yes, there's a lot of things, a lot of themes you could explore with this that are not explored in other media. But you can't do that if all you focus on is lesbian. Is she a lesbian? Have I told you that she's lesbian today? She's totes lesbian. Okay, no. Stop. Focus on making her a nuanced character. Focus on making her more than just her sexual orientation. And maybe, just maybe, you'll have a show worth talking about and not deriding. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the topic. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Have a good Sunday. No. Today's not Sunday. Today's Monday. Monday. It's MLK Day here in America. You would think that with it being Martin Luther King Day, we might want to focus more on, what was it he said in that famous speech, right? How we should be judged on the content of our character instead of the color of our skin. So maybe we should focus more on that. Hollywood? Media? Mainstream entertainment? Maybe we should focus more on that. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a grumpy New Yorker. So anyway, I will see y'all around. Have a good day. See you in the next vid.